Chad, turning to you, I was wondering if you could maybe provide some perspective on the Canadian experience where, particularly at the later stages of financing, those averages are, just worlds of a difference compared to the actual medians for pre-money valuations. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, like I think it comes back to what I've sort of touched on before. They give these outlier mega deals at just higher valuations generally, and like the demands for getting into these companies has ultimately pushed the valuations up. I also think it's part and parcel part of the recovery too, right? Like we went from basically a dead zone in end of 2022, 2023 to now 2024 is much more of a recovery to 2025. And like we did have a period of, I'd say, somewhat uncertainty given the macro situations with tariffs and all that stuff like that happened in the beginning. And then what seemed to happen, and I'd say probably around middle to end of the year, where essentially the world adjusted to the new normal and just said, okay, well, this is the new normal. We're going to price that in now. And, it seemed like everything sort of return to COVID levels, but it definitely the activity levels considerably picked up, and we've continued to see that right in terms of the activities. Yeah. But I think that's been part of the driver, right? It's this recovery, the acceptance of the new normal and sort of the macroeconomic situation and the mega deals that you're seeing. And also, I'd say a level of maturity in the ecosystem with respect to some of these companies that were essentially founded right around the COVID period or before, and now are sort of coming of age as well. Yeah. So I think it's all a bit of timing as well in terms of those companies that were essentially at the early days of, I'd say, AI. You look at Cohere, you look at Awabi, for example, have now essentially hit their stride over the last number of years and were able to raise these much larger rounds. And Wealthsimple, again, just being able to continue to grow at the pace that it has, and a company like Clio for another one where it's just, again, been a successful company, continues to be a successful company, right? And has the ability now to go acquire, do extremely large acquisitions, right? So I think all these things point to, maturations in the ecosystem in terms of companies, the recovery macro situation and the mega deals.